The biggest oil crisis of our lifetimes is here. Thanks, Donald Trump. Appreciate it, buddy. As if the last 5 years haven't had enough fun and excitement in them. Jeez Louise. We need to talk about what the implications of this are. The latest news on the Straits of Hormuz closure, what that means for global oil markets, and everything else. Of course, Bitcoin, magically, somehow, not in the absolute gutter. Have we finally run out of sellers? Maybe. Just maybe. Straits of Hormuz. Bitcoin looks good here. Oh, yeah. I wonder if he's thinking about me. If this market doesn't go up, I'm cooked. Yep, basically. Crude oil, the stuff that makes the world go round, quite literally. Up an insane 28% on market open. It corrected down quite a lot, down about 15% on the day at the lowest levels, currently down around 13% from the opening price today. Markets are going nuts here, guys. Big moves in the energy market. Now, unless this is short-lived, this disrupts literally everything. Everything. 20% of the world's oil getting stuck is a real problem, okay? G7 countries are considering a joint release of oil from reserves, potentially as much as 400 million barrels as oil prices skyrocket. That's a lot. Now, 400 million barrels of oil sounds like a huge amount, and it is a huge amount. However, look at this. We are losing 20 million barrels a day from the Straits of Hormuz crisis right now. So let's do the math there. That buys about 20 days. 400 million barrels of oil released from strategic reserves. About a third of that, because the G7, about a third of that's in Japan. They have about 400 million barrels of oil. So yikes. Okay. That buys us 20 days. 20 days. They're going to release enough oil for 20 days. Now, if they release all the 1.2 billion barrels, that buys 60 days of filling the gap for the oil that's not going through the Straits of Hormuz. So the pressure is on massively right now. And by the way, you can see how the current Straits of Hormuz crisis stacks up versus previous crises, okay? You know, the Iranian Revolution, the Yom Kippur War, the Iraq-Kuwait War in the 90s, Iran-Iraq War, these were all about 4 to 5 million barrels a day. Now, to be fair, those are probably as extreme as the current event because, well, guess what? Back in the 70s and 80s, the global economy was nowhere near as big. China, for example, was nowhere near as big. So let's say it's maybe not perfectly on par, but perhaps a bit on par with those previous crises. The total volume lost of 20 million barrels a day is extreme. But when you consider the global economy has probably grown dramatically since the 1970s, well, it's definitely grown dramatically since the 1970s, then yeah, okay, maybe let's say it's a comparable event, but certainly in total volume, it's massive. Now, the most recent event that we had that disrupted global oil flows was the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Now, Russia, of course, being one of the world's biggest oil producers, that lost us about 1 to 3 million barrels of oil per day. Okay? Big deal. That sent oil up to $130 or something per barrel. It's a big move. But this is much bigger. 20 times bigger. Well, maybe 7 times bigger if you take the 3 million barrels per day. It's just an estimate, right? But still dramatically bigger. Not to say that means the price of oil has to go up 20 or 7 times the price that it went up to then, but certainly this introduces huge amounts of uncertainty in the market. And you guys know how much markets love uncertainty. Rory here posting, as someone who routinely mocks perma bullish clickbait oil forecasts, I want to be exceptionally clear. Crude oil will go to $200 a barrel en route higher unless traffic through the Straits of Hormuz resumes. Not clickbait, but rather brutal physics and necessary economic incentives. There you go. $200. That's good. Double from here, man. Holy shit. Okay. Trump administration announced a $20 billion reinsurance program for oil tankers and other vessels moving through the Straits of Hormuz. The USDFC will insure losses up to $20 billion on a rolling basis. So this is the thing, is like Lloyd's of London, which is a big insurer for ships, they kind of came out and said on day one, like, you know what, everybody's war insurance is canceled. We're not going to deal with this BS. War insurance. As soon as you need it, disappears. Classic insurance companies. Anyway, it's not the topic of this video. Very interesting. Look, if the U.S., which appears to be doing, is going to backstop all this, so $20 billion of the tanker loss. I mean, obviously, nobody cares about the humans on those tankers so I can get drone bombed. That's besides the point for the global economic machine, right? They're worried about the tankers getting sunk, oil spills, and, of course, losing the oil, which has massive economic value. So this probably will help get traffic moving again through the straits. Plus, the United States is talking about naval escorts. So literally having ships stuck in the straits, helping tankers go through, doing daily convoys where, one ship's escorting 10 tankers through with its missile defense systems. They probably have half a dozen jets flying over the time to intercept drones and missiles coming in. It's all very theoretically possible. If anybody in the world can pull it off, it's the U.S. military, okay? Right now, they're deploying the Gerald Ford, going through the Suez Canal right now on its way to the Middle East. This guy says, deadly mistake. That's the problem. You put these extremely juicy targets in that extremely narrow part of water, and Iran is going to try to sink them. Okay, that's the problem. It's not only going to try to go after the tankers, it'll try to go after the U.S. warships too. Iran says it welcomes U.S. plans to escort oil tankers through the Straits of Hormuz, and it is waiting for them. Well, you know how Donald Trump is. He loves a good challenge, doesn't he? That's basically a guarantee that we're getting naval escorts going through the Straits of Hormuz. The implications of which we shall see. But if they pull it off, if they get the insurance sorted out and they can actually get tankers through 100 a day with naval escorts, which again, the United States can do it. If allies like Britain and France come in to help do the escorts, the straits could be forced open regardless of anything else that happens with the Iran conflict. Okay? So we'll see how it all plays out, but it's big news. Iran rejects ceasefire negotiations, says it is ready for a U.S. ground invasion. Oh my God. Look, so far they've said, well, we're not going to do a ground invasion, but you can't really trust the government. Can't trust the government, man. So yeah, I hope they don't do a ground invasion. That'd be psycho stuff, but would anybody be surprised? Invading Iran would be a nightmare too, man. It's basically a giant mountain range, the whole country. SPX futures opening up only slightly in the red, currently down 1%. It was down a little over 2% at the start of the day, so it's recovered a bit since then. That had put the SPX down here around 6,600, so another red day here, getting close to that 200-day EMA. Remember, a standard correction is around 10%. We haven't had one in a very long time. That would take us down to basically retest the resistance here, trying to flip that zone into support. Okay, that would be a 13% drawdown approximately, which would sound and feel crazy. Markets will lose their minds, but it would actually be pretty normal. Okay, currently don't have any positions open on Unix. Been kind of busy doing other stuff the last few days to think about trading, but I also want to wait more directionally for the market to tell us where it's going. Kind of just been stuck in this range really since the 6th of February. We've just been trading sideways. We had an attempt to break out along that, got stopped out for break even, which is fine. Now I'm waiting for the market again to tell me where it wants to go. If you want to join me trading over on Unix, there is a link down below. You can get signed up, okay? To be able to anyone, anywhere, which means, of course, you, okay? I know a lot of you guys out there want to have good options, a good exchange where it's got the liquidity, it's got the coins that is available to you, where you can go on long and short all the big crypto coins, okay? Well, that's Unix. There's a link down below. Go check it out. And by the way, when you sign up using the link down below, you'll get some sweet exclusive deposit bonuses. You put in $500, they're giving you back $100. You put in $1,000, they're giving you back $200. Yeah, seriously. And when you put in $2,000, they're going to give you back $400 effing dollars. Link down below. Go check it out. So this chart hits hard, man. Quentin shared this. Shardy B replied to it. The uncomfortable reality of crypto. 2021, 67K. 2026, 65K for BTC. Ethereum, basically the same price. Solana, lower. Now, look, that's obviously cherry picking the exact dates, right? This is sort of the end of 2021, but still not great, is it? Not great. Especially when you look what's happened to equities, man. Crypto's been a losing trade for years. And I know there's been areas of outperformance. You had Pepe coin run and other coins run. And there's been lots of opportunity for great trades. There's been lots of opportunities to make money and in a very sort of Wild West way, which is why we love crypto. But sort of blindly buying and holding crypto, it's been a rough ride, man. You got to think at some point, we got to have our day, right? And I know Bitcoin went up from 15K to 126K this bull market, and so there was money to be made, right? But just sort of holding it year to year, crazy stuff, man. Michael Seal, they don't know Bitcoin has no top because fiat has no bottom. We know, Michael. Coin Trader Nick shared this. BTC after first VIX close above 29 in 3+ months, plotted against the 365-day rolling VWAP. Anyway, here you can see when we have these big VIX spikes, usually, in most cases, the price a week, a month, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months is higher. Two exceptions to that were 2018, the start of the bear market. Bitcoin was down 46% 12 months later. Or 2021, December, start of the bear market. Okay? Bitcoin was down 70% 12 months later. Okay? So normally we would expect that after a big spike like this, especially if there's any kind of hint of resolution with tankers going through the straits again and all that kind of stuff, or just a de-escalation of the conflict itself, then yeah, markets are probably going to go up. But we could be in that rarer scenario where we still have more downside price action to come in. Tiny Crypto posted this. Bitcoin fractal from 22 to 26. Could we looking at another 40% drawdown if we just meme basically this chart exactly into reality? We just do the same thing every 4 years. Be crazy stuff, but it would also be a relatively standard bear market drawdown for Bitcoin. Even though we had a big capitulation event back at the start of February, doesn't mean that things cannot still go down more, especially if global markets start really tanking. You have to remember, the straits of hormuz, the carry-on effect, it's not just oil, it's not just energy, but it is, right? It's oil and energy, and the prices of production skyrocket, prices of transportation skyrocket, food prices skyrocket, inflation smashes back up. Unless they resolve this in the next few weeks, shit's gonna get bad, and there's no sugarcoating that, okay? They don't have enough oil in reserves. They have 60 days, man, 60 days of oil reserves in the G7. After that, there's no more suppressing the price moves. We just have to go up if the crisis is not resolved by then. BTC, you can see here after failing a 20-day EMA breakout the other day. After failing that, we've come back down once again below the 20-day EMA. I want to see the price hold on this line here. It's around 64K right now. If we lose that, things get pretty dicey pretty quickly. Let's see how ETF sellers respond today. They've been buying the last few weeks, but will they wake up today with everything that's going on in the world and say, I should buy more Bitcoin? Or are ETF holders who control, what, $60, $70 billion, something like that worth of Bitcoin, are they going to wake up today and choose violence? We shall see. Solana bouncing off this line, ... so far. Be good. Be good if markets have a rally today, then that's a nice spot for Solana to bounce off of. Keeping an eye on that one. MicroStrategy, weekly charts, still looking great, man. Still looking great. I guess if the World War III happens, new Great Depression comes. I was talking to one of my buddies yesterday. He had an extremely doomer take on it all. We're literally going to enter this is 1929. It's the bad times ahead. A decade of sadness and pain and suffering. I don't really agree with the massive doomer take here, but certainly you can see the disruptions that will cause by taking 20% of the global oil offline. It's a shit show of a situation, okay? Anyway, still like a MicroStrategy here. In fact, I might flip out a couple of my current positions to buy more MicroStrategy. Like I might sell my STRC, which is the MicroStrategy preferred stock that pays out like an 11% dividend. I might sell that to buy more MSTR because, of course, the upside is massive once BTC starts running. Obviously, if BTC goes to 40K, then that's a different problem for me, but I guess I have to buy more then. And I might even sell my Iron Energy. Reason is this, okay? They're doing a $6 billion stock dilution. Now, the market cap's only like 12, 14 billion or something like that, or about 12, 13 billion right now. So that's a shit ton of new stocks they're issuing out, man. That is a huge dilution coming in. Huge dilution, okay? Price currently looks like this. Market, pre-market showing it down to around $36, aka market is not loving the current dilution that is coming. Of course, this is a super hyped stock. The fact that it's going to close, if the daily closed here, and if we get a new daily close below the 200-day, well, it breaks the trend support line and it breaks the 200-day, which would increase the risk of further downside for the stock to come. And with all the share dilution coming in, it'll have price suppression on the upside. So I might sell that and either buy some more MSTR or maybe some Marathon. Man, this is like the most cursed stock in the crypto world, isn't it? Because this freaking thing, man, this freaking thing, right now, when you buy a share of Marathon, Just the shares of the Marathon Bitcoin, okay? One share is discounted to the amount of Bitcoin that they hold. That doesn't account for the Bitcoin mining business, and that does not account for the massive AI pivot that's going on right now. Perhaps an undervalued play. Perhaps this is going to be the next big data center play to run. So maybe I'll switch my iron bags into Marathon. I already have some Marathon, but maybe I'll get a little bit more. I'll let you know. Guys, if you're not in the inner circle yet, you are missing out. Link down below. Seriously, it's awesome. We built this group to be a community center for investors and traders. And look, you get so much value when you sign up to this. We've got our trading course, which you're going to get for free. Okay, it's $299 value. You get it for free. You're going to get a weekly altcoin report, a weekly stock report on hot tech stocks like Micron Tech before it had a 100% rally. Okay, you're going to get trading setups, not just from our trading signal bot, but also from our in-house trading team. These are long and short positions on metal, cryptos, and stocks. Okay, you'll get our token sniffer bot, prediction market updates, and much, much more. The value is absolutely insane for $50 a month. Don't you think $50 a month? Lark, are you crazy? We're gonna, I am crazy. I don't know how I'm giving this away for $50 a month right now, but at some point we're gonna increase the price. You can lock yourself in for $50 a month right now. And look, I know a lot of you guys are out here just throwing away shit tons of money every month, losing money, trying to do it by yourselves. We're here to help, okay? We're here to help with community, with information, with AI tools. We got your backs. You'll get a 7-day free trial, link down below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.